No, I was convicted. Yeah, I was sent to jail for calling these people and telling them.
And they had just some kind of hearing without you, and then came and arrested you?
They had the traffic court hearing without me, and I was convicted of that. And then I was calling and saying, "How did that happen? How can this? I don't even get. I didn't even get a copy of the law yet. How did all of that happen without me knowing about it?" And that's what they got me for telephonically harassing the person that I was talking to.
The city or the county attorney's office.
Mm-hmm.
The county attorney's office. And so once you discovered the truth in Oregon about this, you started living your life by the law.
I started exercising my rights that were constitutionally noted. They weren't given, they were noted.
And so what happened as far as what kind of pushback did you get?
Well, the first time I was in, my business was trimming trees. I had been a woodcutter, and I got to the point where I could not ethically continue to cut down trees, and so I started taking care of them, and I had a bunch of clients in Portland, and this guy ended up conveying a bucket truck with a boom on it, and making it easy to get up in a tree. And I did not go down to the DMV. I did not title, register, get a driver license. I had already quit being a licensed driver. Maybe I should start with that. That was in 1997. I went down and titled, registered, got a driver license in Oregon, but I wrote to the director of the DMV on February 20th of 1997, and I said, "I just bought everything that you sell, and I want to know your authority to sell those things to the general public. Would you please send me the ORS number for that?" I said, "I'm going to give you 30 days. And if I don't hear from you, I will understand that you don't have that authority."
And you knew that they didn't.
Right. I had heard 2 years before from John Ellis while at that legislative hearing, and now I had enough accumulated evidence that he was telling the truth that I asked this. and I bought all that stuff just as a demonstration of my good faith, right? And so I wrote to her, and I didn't get anything back. I said, "I'm going to give you 30 days, and if you don't send me something back, I'll understand that you don't have the authority." So on March 20th, which wasn't quite 30 days because February is a short month, on March 20th, I wrote to her again, and I said, I'm going to revoke all the paperwork that you just sold me. And that was the end of that. And then it was a few years later, that I got this bucket truck. And I was out traveling in the bucket truck, and I got pulled over for no current plates, no current stickers, there's no evidence that I'd been doing business with the DMV. And I had been using it for years, several years anyway. And I told them, I said, "Okay, where's this law you're talking about that you're writing me a ticket for violating?" And they couldn't do it. And so I ended up going to court in Washington County, Oregon, which is Hillsborough. And I met this judge named Suzanne Upton. She had been a district attorney. And I said, she asked me, is this the proper spelling of your name? And I go, no, I don't believe it is. I said, is it in all caps? I said, if it's in all caps, I'm not the all cap kind of guy. And then I said, let me look. And so I looked up the ticket that I had, my copy of it, and I said, oh no, he did spell my name in upper and lowercase. So that is the correct spelling of my name. Thank you. And she said, okay, how do you want to plead in this case? And I go, I'm going to enter a plea of demurrer. There are two pleadings available to the defendant under, and this is an Oregon Revised Statute, ORS 131.315. Two pleadings available, the plea and the demurrer. So I'm going to enter demurrer. And she goes, oh, that's where you're telling the court that for one of these 5 reasons, the law does not apply to you. And she's telling everybody in the court, she's explaining them because she realizes I'm at least sophisticated enough to use this word that nobody else knows, right? Demurrer. She wants them to get the benefit of what they're hearing. And I said, thank you. That's it. So I left. That was the arraignment, right? And
and this is traffic court?
This is traffic court, right?
Okay.
And before I came back, she gets thrown off the case. And I don't see her again. Because she apparently, I mean, I have no idea what went on between her and anybody else in the county, but I could see that she wasn't there. I knew that no one else was entering a plea of demurrer or a pleading. The plea is guilty, not guilty, or no contest. That's what a plea is. And a pleading is guilty or a plea. There's 3 pleas to a pleading, and then there's demurrer. So there's 2 pleadings available to the defendant. Oh, I did tell her. I said, I'm having trouble. Before, while I was there, I said, I'm having difficulty getting this law that they took my truck, and I can't get the law that they used to take it. Can you order the county attorney for the sheriff to give me a copy of it? And so she did, and I'm still looking for it. I'm still looking for it today. And I called the county attorney 2 years ago, and I said, this is about the 20th anniversary of having gone to court in your court. Did you ever do what the judge told you guys to do and put that law on the books? And he was really pissed off at me because I had been calling for him and been getting, he's not available, you can't talk to him, and finally I get to talk to him, and he said, I heard you on the phone talking to one of my people. And I said, oh, you were there, but you didn't say anything. I didn't know you were there. And he says, if you keep on calling, we're going to arrest you for telephonic harassment. I go, but he didn't tell me, he would not tell me whether he ever complied with the judge's order to put the law on the books.
And this is the sheriff or the...
No, the county attorney. And so that was, and then I ended up getting arrested because I continued, I got a...
You have to call these people. They're the ones that issued you a ticket. They stole your truck, and
I had to pay, it was $1,700 to get it back because it was so big, and it took a big tow truck, and yeah, $1,700 to get it back.
So you went out, you're doing your job, you're making a living. These people approach you. They are the ones that, the aggressors, they come to you. Yeah. They steal your property. You have to go through all the court and all this stuff. You don't have an attorney. You're in traffic court. You're trying to handle your business. You want the law that gave them the authority to take or steal your property. The judge tells them to give it to you, and they still haven't given it to you. And,
20 years later, yeah.
well, I mean, even still, but then you had to call them. You needed to know what the law was. I mean, so
Yeah.
this is reasonable. Everything you're doing is right.
There's nothing unreasonable about it. So then I'm leaving my office one afternoon to go to dinner with some friends, and I'm riding my bicycle down the street, and the cops pull me over on my bicycle. I have no real way to run from a car, and they arrest me and get me transferred over to Washington County. Portland's a different, Multnomah County, and that was my first arrest, because I was calling and asking them, you know, how can I be convicted? I didn't have a trial. I didn't even get the law that I was supposed to be violating before I got convicted. And the judge who might have answered these questions, what happened to her? Where did she go?
So you were convicted for telephonic harassment?
No, I was convicted. Yeah, I was sent to jail for calling these people and telling them.
And they had just some kind of hearing without you, and then came and arrested you?
They had the traffic court hearing without me, and I was convicted of that, and then I was calling and saying, how did that happen? How can this... I didn't even get a copy of the law yet. How did all of that happen without me knowing about it? And that's what they got me for telephonically harassing the person that I was talking to.
The city or the county attorney's office.
Mm-hmm.
The county attorney's office. So you're trying to figure out what's going on. The traffic court conducts a hearing without you. You're still waiting.
There was no hearing.
Oh, there wasn't. They
No.
probably pretend like they had one or something.
Right.
Yeah, sure. You still, and then they just come and pick you up. Did you? I mean, you had no notice, no warning.
No, I had no.
And when they arrested you, what did they say they were arresting you for?
Telephonic harassment.
Did they say they had a warrant?
Mm-hmm. They did.
And it's from the county attorney's office. What was it? What was the county attorney's name?
I don't remember.
What year?
That was in 2000.
In 2006.
No. Oh, I was arrested. Right. I was calling them after that, and I had been calling them for years, saying I want some follow-up from this traffic court thing that happened in 2000.
Oh, okay. So the traffic ticket was like issued in 2000. And this went on for a long time. So there's communication back and forth for a long time even. And then they pick you up. You're on your bicycle. They arrest you. And where did you go? What happened?
I went to jail in Washington County.
For how long?
I think it was about a week or so, maybe 10 days.
For calling. Okay. Talk to me.
And that's when my legs got screwed up. I wasn't going to talk with them. I wasn't going to interface with them, and I wasn't going to eat. I said, I'm not going to eat while I'm here. And I was in there. That's right. I didn't eat for 3 weeks, 21 days. And my support group on the outside said, just tell them you're going to eat and maybe they'll be nice to you. And so I said, okay, I'm going to break my fast tomorrow. Just give me something appropriate for someone who hasn't eaten for 21 days. And they put a regular diet in front of me. And I ate it, and my legs swelled up from an overdose of sodium chloride, table salt. And
so you got injured while you were in there?
My legs turned black. One of them my right leg was blacker, and my left leg wasn't as dark. It was
and
purple.
they had no grounds to keep you in there at all. Did you have an arraignment? Mm-hmm. And what happened during the arraignment? They They decided that they needed to keep you. This is clearly retaliation.
Yeah.
For the stuff that you've been living.
And I'm in a wheelchair. I went to court in a wheelchair because I couldn't walk.
And what happened?
I got put on probation.
So from the time that they arrested you, how long did it take them to do the arraignment?
Oh, the arraignment was probably within the first few days.
But they kept you for 21 days? Or they kept you for...
Mm-hmm. I was in there for at least 21 days until I had that hearing. The hearing was the next day after I started eating. I had written 3 writs of habeas corpus and sent them to the federal court in Portland during that 21 days. People were sliding little pieces of paper and stubby pieces of pencil under the door of my cell where I was in the hole. And then I was trying to figure out how to write a writ of habeas corpus. I'd never written one.